everybody, and welcome to AJS News. This is video number two of two.
But first, a word from our sponsors.
What's wrong with you?
My back hurts. Oh.
What is that? What are you smuggling back there?
What are you talking about, my wallet? What do you mean?
What is this? You have receipts for everything you've ever purchased in here.
Just in case.
Are these $2 bills? Why do you only have $2 bills?
And it's an investment, okay? Don't stop.
Is this Vietnamese dong?
Well, some massage parlors only accept those.
Oh, we planning for a busy weekend?
Well, Costco's having a great deal. I couldn't pass it up.
This Costco's card expired 2 years ago.
Can you just put everything back, please? Jeez.
Look, you need to get rid of most of this crap. Upgrade your wallet, man. It's 2020. Here, check this out. It's my Ekster wallet. It's sleek. It's not gonna hurt your back. Carries everything that you need. Pops everything up.
That is pretty cool.
Guys, check out how cool it is up close. Here's the Ekster wallet. It's so sleek. It's so cool. You could use this box wallet design. Flip up your cards. You can easily grab them. It is just, I get so many compliments out when I use this wallet. And guys, I've actually been using this wallet for the past year. Here is the one that I've been using for a year. I wanted to make sure that it held up to the test of time because I loved it so much. I would never, ever go back to those big, bulky wallets. I don't know what you got now, but I do think you deserve an upgrade, and this one I can give a badass seal of approval to. Click those links below if you want 20% off at ekster.com/Angry Joe Show. Guys, grab yourself the coolest wallet that you will ever own.
Blue.
Tested for a year by myself before I even went out, and I personally went out and badgered Ekster to work with us because I wanted to share this wallet with you guys. You guys are going to freaking love it. Replace that old big bulky thing that you have there, and it's freaking sweet, guys. I love gadgets, so big gadget guy.
All right, well, on to the news. We got some bad news if you were looking to customize your PS5, PP5. Sony is threatening legal action against a faceplate company. So they announced that the faceplates come off and that, that there would be customization options. So a company went out, they secured the dimensions and were making attachable faceplates so you could do all like a huge variety of colors and designs.
That's cool.
And Sony said no. Absolutely not. Even though there's a patent pending, and they don't have a patent yet on those things, Sony contacted the company and saying, look, we know you sold a bunch of them, but no. And if you sell any of them, we will sue your ass. And so a lot of people were excited because they wanted, their favorite game characters. They wanted to stack different things on it. Actually looked kind of cool. But the fun police, they in the legal right, apparently, said no. So no, you can't do that. If you wanted something cool, like this logo on the side of your
create custom plates.
You gotta wait until
you probably you have to buy a
does
sticker. Sony will probably do it, but
So,
any
wanna
third
keep-
party,
okay.
they're coming after this third party.
But it's my console now, so I can modify it any way I want.
You can,
You
but the company that's
can't,
selling you
yeah.
that thing, they're gonna sue.
But but they're suing them because that product is going to be used on a product that is now mine, and Sony has no say
Correct.
in how I modify it.
Yes, but Sony says that the patent is pending on that technology, and you
Is this
can't
like
make
Mad
things
Catz?
exactly this. Yeah, yeah. Sony lets Mad Catz make
I know,
controllers,
I
but
was like,
Mad
wait.
Catz
It's
probably
like,
pays
no,
them a bunch of money to
Don't
do
use
that.
Mad Catz on the PS
Yeah.
and PlayStation.
But only after a day of our
That's
website
screwed
being
up.
live, Sony lawyers asked us to change our name due to trademark infringements, and we thought the switch would be enough to keep everyone happy.
Nope.
But then Sony's lawyers told us it was their opinion that Sony's intellectual property extended to the faceplates, and if we continue to sell and distribute them in any country, we would end up in court. Now, if you're a small company trying to develop these things, and you've already established all, because they were developing them in UK and they're manufacturing them in China, and they've probably gone through all of this process, they can't afford to go to court with Sony. So Sony's just throwing.
Even though they might win, but
Yeah.
they can't even just do it because that's how it works.
So if you wanted to customize, you can't.
That
Find a
sucks.
way.
Buy
I will
stickers.
Find a way.
And then they'll melt off because these things get warm.
That is true.
Yeah.
Stickers, yeah. Well, we have to look into getting our own stickers, like some Angry Army stickers or something. Would be pretty cool. But that just sucks, man, because I've seen some cool mock-ups, and they're really awesome designs, like red and black.
But sued.
Oh,
No.
yeah.
You can
Absolutely.
find them on Etsy unless they get sued too.
All right.
Sony's like, dude, what's that, Joe? What's that? You gonna put some stickers on our console?
Sue.
Sued.
All right. I've got some great
There's
news.
a reason why.
I don't believe you.
Oh, that's great news. There is an announced Vampire the Masquerade game coming. We got a release window in the later half of 2021. Do you want to know what it is?
That one's pushed back.
No.
Is it the
again.
one, the
Yes.
pushback one?
Yes.
No.
What? I thought it was.
No. We have no idea when that thing's coming.
Oh,
out.
okay.
We are getting a Vampire the Masquerade Battle Royale. Like right in the peak Battle Royale time. Remember when the
Vampire Battle Royale.
so you're getting a Vampire the Masquerade themed Battle Royale coming out sometime next year.
Crazy.
It was
I'm
announced.
down. I don't care. Fuck it.
How does
I like
it-
Battle
how
Royale,
does
but
that
fucking,
work?
I don't know. We're
What?
just gonna, everybody's just gonna be in each other's face going.
Well, I'm gonna
Seducing.
seduce
You
people.
can't seduce
Seduce.
people in a Battle Royale.
Well, then
Yeah.
I'm
No,
useless
yeah, you
out there.
can't.
yeah,
you
well,
can't.
you know,
They're gonna be a
no
seduce
different
power.
from there in Warzone.
There's gonna
so.
be a seduce power. Don't worry, Joe. Don't listen to him. There'll be a seduce.
The trailer shows vampires leaping across rooftops and doing battle in the streets in Prague. They fire guns at each other. They use explosive vampire powers to attack and defend themselves. And then at the end,
And seducing.
it doesn't say
Yep,
seducing
yep.
in here.
It should be one
Seduce.
to seduce.
Experience the next thrilling evolution of Battle Royale multiplayer action game set in the cult classic Vampire the Masquerade universe.
I bet you that game's coming out before the other one.
Oh, I know. It's just so weird. I mean, every time a new Battle Royale is announced, it's like, man, remember 3 years ago?
Ira. Go.
3 years ago when they were like really popular, and then now it's like we're at the very, very end. But
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say that. It's every new battle royale gets announced the same fucking thing. This is different. This is fucking crazy, Joe. It's gonna be vampire jump seduce.
I think
seduce.
maybe 1 or 2 days
seduce.
of playing it.
one day, maybe.
Maybe.
There will be no
That'll
seducing,
be
though.
me. They'll be seduced.
Apparently you can't.
There better be seduce.
0 out of 10.
Seduce fucking
There's no
grenades.
What if they were like the seduce was like a CC class, and you could just stun
Yes.
people by seducing them, and
That's
so they're
what I'm
like
saying.
stuck in place, and then they get murdered by someone else?
Okay, so now you're on my side. I thought so. Seduce. All right.
Okay.
I've
In
been
actual
cheese
good
it.
news for Vampire the Masquerade, they also got a new narrative lead. So there'd been this kind of void in leadership. The original writer got kicked out a couple months ago. Another narrative lead left last week, and now we have a new narrative lead coming in.
Tell me his resume.
Senior
What's his-
narrative designer Kara Ellis. Okay, so that's
Her
who
resume.
left.
Oh.
Samantha Wallschlager announced via Twitter yesterday she's new lead narrative for the indie developer. She's previously worked at BioWare and ArenaNet with game credits include Guild War 2's Mass Effect Andromeda and Star Wars The Old Republic. Some good games in there, and so there could be some
Okay.
really amazing
I'll
things.
allow it.
The issue is the game is supposed to be out now.
Yes.
Like now. Like in the next 2 weeks, the game is supposed to be out. So
And we're redesigning the whole
are we
narrative.
like we have a new narrative lead? Are they completely redoing
What?
everything?
Like,
are they
what
only
is
doing a
going
couple
on?
quests? Are they polishing some things up?
Yeah.
It's gonna feel
It
like
is-
two
Please
different
inform
games.
us.
It is horrifying to think where this game is as far as its development goes.
Oh, for sure.
The first one is a game that I absolutely loved. We streamed this last year and
It was so
loved
much fun.
it. It's so great, and it's iconic. And I imagine they don't want to mess it up, and everyone's like, please just don't fuck this up. And everything that has happened in the last year makes it look like they're fucking it up with all of these people leaving and new people coming
You
in
love
last
it so
minute.
much. I think we should do a rapid fire review, even if we do an angry review. I want to hear Alex's take on this new
The
one.
new one.
Oh, okay. Yeah. ASMR. What do
Yes,
people call it? Like
yes.
Sleepy Time Tea
Everyone
sponsored.
loves
It's
it.
calming Alex, calming
People
voice
are weird,
Alex.
though.
Everyone
All right.
thinks he's like he has one of those smoking jackets and
Oh, yeah.
sipping on some cognac.
That is what he does. He gets the bourbon
Yeah.
and
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. All right. All right. In the next story, people were interested to see how much Microsoft is pushing Game Pass, right? You're going to get all these people in there. It's a really good deal. We've been a big fan of it for months,
Yes.
saying that this is how Xbox competes. This is the best service that they've had in a long time. This is something that if you have an Xbox or not, even on PC, it's worth doing.
Yeah.
And so people are like, look, you're going to sign up and they're just going to keep upping the price. And so in an interview, someone said that. It's like, what happens when you get 50 million people
like
on
Netflix.
yeah,
Netflix just recently raised their price.
continue to go up.
I
So
didn't notice.
according to Phil Spencer, the price model.
Wow, Mr. Moneybags. Oh, wait a minute. You
He doesn't
use
pay
your
for
sister's
Netflix.
account, you son of a bitch.
Yes. So according to Phil Spencer, right now it's completely sustainable as is. There's no plans at all for it to go up anytime soon.
What?
So at least for the next,
Wow.
I would say at least year, maybe
God,
two.
he's saying, Sony, you don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah,
Because Sony's
like-
like, this costs way too much money. It's not sustainable. And Spencer's over here like, oh, yeah, no, we don't even
got
need to
this.
raise our
Yeah.
prices.
We got this.
We're fine.
Yeah, he says we like the value that Game Pass is today from a
Hey,
business
I do-
model.
I
It's
do too.
completely sustainable the way it is.
Wow.
And I mean that.
Wow.
And so he's just like, oh, Sony.
Man, we're going to
It's a
have
great deal. Oh, it's a great
If
deal.
he goes back on
Oh,
that,
he
he's going to
approved.
be eating some
Oh,
fucking
yes.
massive crow. But no, I think he's that confident that that price. Well, it's good to know because in this upcoming next gen, we won't have those prices raised.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of next gen stuff, Call of Duty Black Ops. I'm going to retitle this article. Call of Duty Black Ops is so poorly optimized and such a huge pile of shit, it is going to require 175 to 250 gigs of space. They recommend a 3080 accompanied by 16 gigs of RAM and an Intel i9 990K or Ryzen 3700X. That's what they recommend.
How much is
What
that going
the
to cost
fuck?
And so
What
what originally the article said is like this is
200
this is the
200 and what?
50.
Modern Warfare is 250. It's 200 like 20 something.
Yes.
You're gonna tell me combine's gonna be half a terabyte
Yes.
on the fucking hard drive. I'm not gonna fucking buy. Oh, you're fucking crazy. No, we're gonna install that shit for fucking 3 days. We're gonna review that shit. I'm gonna fucking delete it because I already fucking tell like it's that. No.
Okay.
gonna take up
To play with like decent
You
specs,
think that they would tell? Oh, you know what's the funniest thing about our games? People are always giving a shit about making this
It's not
size.
funny.
Here's what we'll do. We'll go ahead and this technology to make it smaller. No, they're making it bigger. Bigger.
True. If you want to play with, the medium settings, you're going to need a GeForce 1080, not a problem. And at least an i5 2500K. But if you want to play on the high FPS mode, you do need 250 gigs of space and then the 3080 and 16 gigs RAM. Like, there's people who bought computers this month. Like, you probably, there's someone watching who's like, I just bought the highest quality PC I could find on the internet right now that won't run this game coming out in high FPS
Well, that's
mode.
a little. I just bought the fastest computer I could find and I can't run a game. No.
Not in high FPS mode.
No.
3080s, like,
Yeah. Oh, you're telling me that the 3080 is required?
it's not required, but that's what's the minimum for high FPS mode
High FPS
with ray
mode.
tracing and all
What do
of the
they
good
mean by that? Like
You
120
want the best?
frames?
You gotta
Nobody
buy the
gives
best.
a shit
It's
about
4K
120 frames.
resolution in with ray tracing.
Yeah, if you want to play in 4K and have high frames and have ray tracing, then yes, you're going to need the top of the line PC. But I still find it ridiculous. The other part of the story: 250 gigabytes, 200
What about
plus
the console
gigabytes.
players?
Oh, they're fucked. You cannot have Modern Warfare and
And anything
fucking
else.
Call of Duty Cold War at the same time and then play something else. No, it is military FPS all day long, buddy.
Yes. Well, at least on the consoles and now on the PC, you can choose to only have like just Warzone, and then now, what is the size? Like the average size of the PlayStation hard drive, though?
That's what I was thinking. I was like,
500.
Yeah.
So you could only have Call of Duty. You can have Black Ops and Warzone, and that is it.
Yeah.
So
If it's the exact same fucking size on the consoles, which I thought that there's been examples that they can make it a little bit smaller.
245 gigs.
How much does the storage does the PS5 SSD have? SSD is 825 in size, but that's with the stuff that's already on there, so it's going to be slightly smaller.
Well, that's next gen consoles,
664 gigabytes of usable storage, which was down from its marketed 825. So 664, and both of these 200 tons. So you got one more game you can do.
Yeah.
Maybe. One more Call of Duty in addition to
I
these.
think it's a joke.
Wow.
But we install new games all the time.
Guys,
They're like 35 gigs.
I don't know about you, but I'm thinking like 50 is reasonable, Like About 50.
100.
I even give you 75.
I'll give you 100.
Oh, damn.
Well, it's because they've
Yeah,
they've
250.
been at 200 for a long time. It's like, can you just half that, please?
Yeah.
Come on.
That's hilarious, guys. Activision, come on, guys.
Cut your shit
Cut your
in
shit.
half.
Get it together. Get it together.
All right, the big meaty story
It's
of the
not
week.
even that graphically impressive.
Oh,
That's the
no.
crazy part.
No, I mean we haven't played the campaign yet, and maybe it's wildly different.
Wow.
Wildly different than the other stuff that we played.
Maybe.
All right, EA was fined 10 million euros over loot boxes as Dutch court sides with the gambling authority.
Woo!
So this is
the Dutch.
Yes. So a Netherlands
Wow.
district court ruled this week against Electronic Arts in a case over FIFA loot boxes, allowing the Netherlands Gambling Authority to proceed in fining the publisher 10 million euros
People
for
always-
violating the country's Betting and Gambling Act.
Wow, nice. People always ask us, is that your logo? Is that the Dutch flag? No, it's red, white, and blue. It's red, white, and blue. It's the Dutch. No, yeah, but now, yes,
Yes,
it is.
absolutely.
It is the Dutch flag. And thank you for getting after EA for
Well, the reason it's so high is
The
like
loot
this is an expansion from what happened actually in 2018. So in April of 2018, the KSA informed developers that it considered loot boxes violations of the Betting and Gambling Act, giving them 8 weeks to make their games compliant. Of course, EA said, "Nah,
I'm not gonna
and
do
then
that."
appealed and went through this,
I
and
don't
finally,
give a fuck about your laws. I don't care.
the judgment finally came down. EA argued that FIFA loot boxes would not count as gambling under the Betting and Gambling Act.
Yeah, we
because of
covered this so much.
Yeah, over and over and over.
So EA lost.
But the court was
and they're
unswayed
fined.
and just said, "Nuh-uh." And they're going to be fined a lot of money
But
every week.
they need to be fined way more than that. Way more.
What, more than 10 million? Well, it's also they have a short period of time to remove them from the games. Otherwise, they're going to be fined in upwards of 500,000 euros every week. Again, this is pennies compared to how much money they make overall in these things.
Sure.
But it's not. We didn't win, but it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah,
I guess.
if you live in that country, you won.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and on the
You
greater
don't think
whole,
they're gonna be taking a look at that? It's like, all right, well, they might have something there. Let's try to go do something to avoid this long term.
well,
with
it
everyone
just
else.
adds a little bit to that library of look. We have
Yeah.
some precedents.
Do you want to hear what EA had to say about it?
Mhm.
Okay, an EA representative had
Here's a blank
has
check.
provided. Yeah, all right.
They said they're surprise mechanics.
Yes, players all over the world,
Surprise fee! Surprise!
highly ethical
Oh,
and very fun
oh.
mechanics. Now, players all over the world have enjoyed FIFA and the FIFA Ultimate Team mode for many years,
Nope.
and as such, we are disappointed by this decision and what it may mean for our Dutch community. We do not
Oh,
believe that our
shut
products and services violate gambling laws in any way. We are appealing this decision, and we seek to avoid a situation impacting the ability of Dutch players to fully
Shut
experience
up.
and enjoy FIFA Ultimate Team. Electronic Arts is deeply committed to positive play. We seek to bring choice, fairness, value, and fun to all of our
And they
players
should
and our
stop
games.
they're
it
so
everywhere.
good.
We
they should get
remain-
into politics,
Yeah,
dude.
I know. We remain open to discussions with the Netherlands Gambling Authority and other stakeholders to understand and explore
So
solutions
bribe
to
them.
address
They can
any
bribe
concerns.
them.
Let me take you to dinner. Buy you a yacht. Let's bring back these things.
Do you know
from
how
there.
much money we can be making?
Yeah. So they don't consider this gambling. You've got to realize that these little battles that are going to take place all over the world are really important because the Dutch have now put their foot down. The UK is still trying to decide what they want to do. Now, you can bet your ass that the people who are against loot boxes in the UK are just going to go, look over there. Look what the reasonable fucking Dutch just did. Let's do what those people just did. Let's redefine our gambling laws and make sure that these things fall within there. Now, EA is going to have a lot of sway over in the UK. They make a ton of money out there. They probably have a lot of sway out there. And they're going to be like, no, we need to have consumer freedoms. We want the ability to milk your consumers. And so there's going to be the battle there. And then there's a bunch of other battles all over the world and class action suits that are happening. So again, we have a long road ahead if you're looking to see like the banning or regulation of loot boxes around the world. But this
Yeah,
is
and more
small
EA
step.
gaslighting and more EA misdirection and political speak and PR speak.
No,
the
that
whole
we
way.
seek to bring choice, fairness,
Oh.
value, and fun to all players in all of our
shit.
games, Joe.
Value,
Value.
fairness,
Value.
$9.99 for
Best
fucking
value.
blue, not value.
For the chance at blue.
Darth Vader, value.
The chance at blue.
The chance.
No, because you pay $4
Fairness.
and maybe you have a 1% chance to get blue.
Surprise! Pay the Dutch government $10 million.
Yeah. So,
Surprise mechanics.
All right, that's
What's wrong? What's wrong with that? You love surprise mechanics.
Yeah,
EA.
highly
Surprise!
ethical. It was highly ethical. It was very fun. I had fun. Did you guys
I
have fun?
had fun
I
in
had
this
fun
news
too.
story. Thank you for that.
Yeah, so we
That's
ended
like
on a good spot.
one good news story. That's great.
Well, there's an opportunity.
good.
Anything else you guys want to talk about this week?
That's it. That's all.
That's the
well,
big ones for the second one.
obviously tomorrow is a huge freaking day here in the United States. It is election
The
day.
whole world's gonna be watching.
The
Everyone.
whole
What is
world's gonna
going
be
on over
watching.
there?
It's gonna be a crazy week, guys.
Yes.
Gonna be a crazy week. So if you haven't voted already, definitely get out there and vote. Have your voice heard, guys. Thank you all so much for watching today's episode. Hopefully, America is still here in tomorrow
We'll
and the
be
next
fine.
day. All right, guys. Thank you to Ekster for us. I can never get the name right. Ekster for their amazing wallets. Go click those links down below. It's a great gift for the upcoming holidays for you or your family. And thank you so much for watching our content and our episodes. And we will see you on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye,
Bye, guys.